Hello everyone, now we will talk about TOEFL Internet-Based Test or IBT. The Internet-Based Test of English as a Foreign Language or TOEFL EBT measures your ability to use and understand English as read, written, heard, and spoken in universities. Now, I'll tell you a strategies to get a fantastic score in TOEFL. First, practice, and then practice some more. There is no way around it. The more you practice, the higher you will score. The second, know all the direction. The third, time is not the enemy. Fourth, focus on grammar and vocabulary. 5. Take good notes. 6. Reading and listening. And the 7 is speaking and writing. And the last and the important one is work on your attitude. Now we focus on listening section. TOEFL EBT main idea. Sometimes the question will reply a sentence from the recording for you. Other time you will need to rely on your notes and memory to answer the question. Unfortunately, your notes may not always be much help, since you can take notes on information that isn't there. So, when you are answering inference questions, keep this point in mind. 1. Never pick an answer that contradicts a main idea from the passage. 2. As you are listening, pay attention to the speaker's tone. 3. The correct answer will probably use some keywords not found in the recording. And the last, the implication is very similar to what's directly said. You do not need to make a large logical jump for TOEFL speaking. However, knowing the tones of important words and sentence transition is key to understanding what you hear. Second is distinguish between sounds. Be able to hear and recognize the sound in English. You don't need to study every sound as intensely as you would for spoken pronunciation. But you should make sure you can hear the difference between slightly different but distinct sounds in English. And then practice paraphrasing and inferring meaning. As you listen to TOEFL lecturers, conversation, and audio recordings in practice on practice tests, I think about other words the speaker would have said. This will come in handy on test day. And then, the last is listening better by taking good notes. The first way to answer a question more accurately on TOEFL listening test, become a good note taker. Learn to keep pace with what you hear, taking note attentively but quickly. This includes knowing which information is important. TOEFL EBT implication. The first is recognizing a speaker's tone. This type of question requires you to identify the speaker's attitude, such as how strongly they feel about an idea. To answer this, you must understand not only what the speaker says, but how they express it through intonation and vocabulary. And then, understanding function. This type of question will probably focus on a specific sentence in the recording, asking you to identify the meaning of the phrase in the context of the wider extract. And the last is sorting items into categories. One question type will ask you to categorize item from a recording. If the recording was from a scientist explaining the causes of climate change, for example, you may be asked to sort them into 2 categories.
This listening question type will ask a why or how question and is more common to be found after hearing an academic talk. You are expected to understand how the passage is organized, why it is presented to you in a certain way. Sometimes the question will ask why something was included in the talk when it seems to be unimportant or off topic. It was included for a reason. You need to be able to figure out that reason. You might also be asked how something functions in relation to what is said before or after it. Maybe it is being asked to signal the change to a subtopic or asked to set off an example. Paying attention to transitions. There are two types of transitions that you need to take care of in listening. 1. Reversal transitions. Sometimes the speakers will reverse the direction of language in the lecture or conversation. If you are not listening carefully, you may misunderstand what she said because sometimes the speaker abruptly changes the topic. See below. First, let's take a look at single-cell organism reproduction. Actually, let's come back to that in a moment. We need to talk about in the situation above, the speaker suddenly changes the topic, and this kind of transitions is one of the transitions that you should aware. Second, negation transitions. Speakers sometimes ask positive words to express a negative statement. See the example. I don't have to explain that, right? You guys are okay with this, correct? We don't need to go into that now, okay? Reversals and negation transition sure are tricky. The key to handle this is by practicing regularly. Listen to more podcasts, audio selections, and others will help you to get to know more type of tricky part in listening. Here in Test English School, we provide you with gigantic number of podcasts that will satisfy you will learn for listening TOEFL. So come and join us, okay? Listen to conversations or lecture with variety of accents. In TOEFL IBT listening section, there is a variety of accents and pronunciations. For this reason, you should practice listening to people with different accents and pronunciation patterns. Practice note taking is allowed during all sections of TOEFL IBT. Effective note taking may highly improve your performance. It is almost impossible to memorize all clues and details provided in the listening section. Moreover, you can hear the passage only once. Therefore, to answer the question, you have to rely on what you remember from the passage and your notes. See also our effective note-taking strategies. Summarize in writing what you have heard, asking your notes. Thus, you will learn to find the purpose and main idea of the listening, and also the most important details. You will also learn to take and ask notes. It also helps in improving your writing skill. Familiarize yourself with the type of question in TOEFL IBT. Make sure that during the preparation you learn what answers are required by the different types of questions. Some questions may ask you to provide the answers, others to click in the chat box. If you are familiar with the question types, you may save important time. Good luck!